Alright, so today Hans Niemann has just posted a YouTube video saying that he has refused Dubov's lie detector test or polygraph test. So what he explained is that he essentially rejects Dubov asking the question on the lie detector test. He's not essentially backing out of it, but let's get into it. So he agreed to play Dubov a 18-game blitz match, and the winner would win some sum of money, maybe $20,000, and the loser would submit to a polygraph or lie detector test. And they agreed upon these terms before they played the match, and Daniel Dubov won by 1 point. So now Hans Niemann is expected to do the polygraph test, but he has stated that Dubov has been very disrespectful to him, and says very bad things about the match. And also, he is expected to pay the expenses for Dubov's travels to Dubai. Dubov, for some reason, has to do it in Dubai. Maybe the lack of technicians in Russia or some other problems. But Dubov is expected to be accommodated and for the flight and everything, maybe thousand something dollars of like some flights, some hotels to go to Russia, and Hans Zimmer has to now pay someone like maybe $500 to just do like the test and for his own thing. Like essentially, it's expensive, and with Dubov's attitude, Hans Zimmer is unwilling to do these things. At least that's what he said in the video. Now, many people are upset about him backing out of it. You know, they say, "Oh, losing respect to Hans," blah 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 blah. Again, this is an opinion-made video, but objectively, yes, he did break the agreement of a lie detector test, which again is like a problem of them not discussing like who's gonna pay for this. There's some miscommunication of who's gonna pay for that, who's gonna pay for the test, etc. I'm confused about why it has to be in Dubai, but that's what he says in the video. So let's just go off of that information. I think Hans has a point. Of course, like you're gonna fly this guy out who like called you Dubov says very bad things about Hans. Like he didn't shake his hand, some etiquette problems. He just like very disrespectful in general. Said very bad things like some clown, blah blah blah, this and that in Russian. And I wouldn't be too keen to invite somebody, a full flight and a full hotel to Dubai, like from Moscow. Like that's very expensive for them to ask me a question on the lie detector test. Of course, there's no doubt that Hans has not been cheating over the board. At least I cannot say for like years ago, but definitely in the past like 3 years, he's definitely not cheating. Like his performance is like assessed for himself. Like okay, World Rapid and Blitz. Like he cannot be cheating in these like high prize money events in the American championship, U.S. championship. Sorry. And World Rapid and Blitz, blah blah blah. Many very high level proctor tournaments with no means of cheating. He's definitely not cheating in these events, and he's also proven himself to be very strong in Rapid and Blitz, which is like a format where it's just very difficult to cheat. Like you cannot be cheating in 3+2 Blitz. It's just impossible. So, and he's also like very strong. He lost to Dubov by 1 point. They were same number of points going to the last round before the tie breaks. So really, there should be no doubt that Hans Niemann is not cheating. Although there are many allegations online, and these are just really objectively, they are just rumors. There is no proof of Hans ever cheating. They're just saying, "Oh, anal bead, blah 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 blah." It's very funny because there's just no proof. Like it's just Elon Musk tweeting something and some Redditors like going on their little computer. Like it's just not. He's not cheating. He's not cheating. There's no proof. There's no blah blah blah. You can think what you think. He did cheat online as a kid. Not sure about over the board. I did not know him when he was a junior playing in the U.S., which is quite unfortunate. But I don't know him. I spoke to some people who know him. Again, it's not clear that he cheats or not. But we should assume someone like innocent until proven guilty, right? Like these are just rumors. There's no proof of him ever cheating over the board. So people should just not assume or like take for a fact that he's cheating, right? At least that's I think what the objective, like open-minded way should be. But many people, including the Pomnishi, Dubov, are the Russian players. They're boycotting his performance. And again, people are very angry about him refusing the lie detector test. So I think the best course of action for Hans Niemann is to maybe set up a polygraph test, a lie detector test in America where he lives, that would be like accessible. I think Gotham Chess would love to do this with him. It doesn't have to be Dubab asking the question. Heck, maybe even Gotham Chess will like pay for the polygraph guy and the equipment. Like just do it in the U.S. Like just take the test and clear your name, because I do believe he hasn't cheated. If he like, there should be no reason that he's just afraid to take the test. Like, I mean, even if you like are cheating, like this is like a really stretch. But if you're cheating, and if you really did cheat, it's possible to bypass it. Like you can just like get like I forgot those like sports psychologist or something. They will hypnotize you into believing you didn't cheat. Like this is totally possible. Again, no reason for Hans to ever like think of this, because he hasn't cheated. So or at least that should be the truth. That's what I think. There should be no reason to like assume otherwise, because there's no like evidence or anything. So yeah, there's no reason. Like maybe you should just like, if Hans Zimmer is watching this, he should just do this in New York City or something. Gotham Chess will love, just hit up Gotham Chess, hit up Levy, just say like, yo bro, just it's great content for you. It's also good for me because I clear my name. Just set it up, And of course, after these events, still many people will be like, he faked it, blah blah blah. Okay, but at least this will clear up a lot of controversy, because it looks very, very bad that he's backed out of this with Dubov. Many people are gonna think that he's cheating, blah 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 blah. Not that it matters, but okay, the general public opinion should be of Mr. Niemann's concern. So at least this is what I think is a very not the best course of action, but a very, very obvious choice to do, because it's not very good to have this happen. Of course, I think Mr. Niemann is very busy. He's playing the freestyle chess very soon in 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going on there, but this should be addressed quickly. And I understand if many of you think, okay, this guy he's fooled by Niemann, blah blah blah. Niemann obviously a cheater. I see your point, and this does like make it look like he's definitely like hiding away from it again. It's not like a hiding problem. It's just like there it should be. Okay, first of all, this is another side tangent, like going into like why people think he's cheating. Like there should be no reason you think Hans Zimmer is cheating, beside like Magnus and Hikaru blabbling about like some games. Like it's just like a garbage like thing. Like there's no reason for him to like ever be suspected of cheating. What evidence is there, right? Magnus is like, oh bro, he beat me in this game. That game, Hans has made like Hans made like many errors in the end game. Like it's a totally human game. Like if you're above like 2200 like FIDE or 2000 FIDE, you can understand that game is like obviously he's like, or not obviously, but it's not clear that Hans is cheating at all. It's just like a normal game. Like no, not very strong like indicator of Hans cheating that game. And people analyze his game, some horrible statistics. It's just there's no like proven evidence, at least that I know of right now. And I've went into this a lot. Like he has cheated online, but that does not mean he's a cheater for life. Well, many people think it's a moral issue. Like I talked to someone who's a very devout Christian. He has said that it's not the argument is that it's not how do I phrase this? Let me recollect my thoughts. It's not you're not a cheater because you cheated. You cheat because you're a cheater. The idea is that this is going to like some faith and etc. But it's just like a values thing. Like, is it within your identity to cheat? If it is, then it is very likely you're going to cheat again. But again, online cheating is very, very different over the board. Like, again, using an engine to play, okay, it's pretty bad online. But to do this over the board is not very, like, I don't think it's a very good thing. Again, it's not say it's a very excuse for online cheating. I think it's very bad for you to just, like, it's like, okay, you're just deceiving yourself and your opponent going through online. But this is like not at the same magnitude over the board cheating. So with all that said, I think it's about time that Hans has like cleared this up. I think a polygraph test would be good for him and for his publicity and his public opinion, because he it's really a big problem for him because he's getting like no invitations, and he's a great player. As an American player, I'm a big fan of him, and I really want him to like push forward this, like, because I'm like the whole American junior like players are so, we have many talents, but we need the leader. And back in the 70s we had Bobby Fischer, or 60s we had Bobby Fischer, but now now, like with Hans Niemann getting like torn apart by these social media guys, it's very bad for these juniors. Like for our junior players, we need to have someone that, like Hans Niemann was a very good role model before all this horrible controversy happened to him. And now I think we really need this back, because as an American player, I really want to see like American chess and this junior, like my generation of players, have like the opportunities and the just the role model, and you know, have the inspiration to keep going forward. And again, Hans has made great strides to becoming a world champion, and definitely it's very possible that he will become world champion, but definitely not guaranteed. So his problem with invitations to these super tournaments is really holding him back, and I think it's really important for him to just try to clear his name as much as possible. You know, I think the mindset of like, I don't care about these people thinking, I personally think could be to like detrimental to his career, because I think he really needs to address this public opinion and also private opinion of these 2700 players, like be it Nepomniachtchi, Dubov, and like I know very like 2600 players, not 27, but I know very local like grandmasters and very strong players. They just think Hans is cheating, but specifically 2700 players, Magnus, blah blah blah, all these guys. I'm not sure. Maybe Caruana, what Caruana thinks, but definitely Nepo thinks he's 100% cheating. The Russian players really don't like Hans, although Kramnik has is their best friends, but the majority of Russian players don't believe Hans is legit. So this is going to be a problem for Hans, because an example is the Kashima Memorial. Hans was invited, and at the last minute, they canceled his invitation, saying that players Hans is not disclose this on his YouTube channel. Disclose this on his YouTube channel, and I'm not sure. I know a few names, but the public ones that I can share is probably Nepomniachtchi, that boycotted him. Again, there's many other guys that I don't know of, and one that I will not name, but Nepomniachtchi is definitely not a big fan of Hans. So you know, this is hurting him. This is hurting Hans Niemann. So I think the public opinion on Hans is generally pretty negative, to be honest. But as the rating goes up, I would believe that more people, like at least the people I know, like the lower rated they are, like if they're below 2000, a lot of people think like they definitely think Hans is cheating. But they're above like 20 FIDE master level, people should like acknowledge or like understand that Hans probably didn't cheat. So yeah, at least that's what I think. This is sort of getting off topic, but I think Hans should do something to address his public opinion. And the solutions is one, the polygraph test, which I've discussed. I'm discussing right now, and also maybe some other content things, blah, blah, blah. Polygraph test will definitely be a big help. And also the Netflix documentary that's coming up very soon should be of great help to him. At least we'll see. But yeah, this is just the current state of Mr. Hans Niemann's career. I'm following him very closely as an American, and also as just a chess enthusiast. I really think this is not so fair. Again, there's people I respect very much that think Hans Niemann is 100% cheating. They have said horrible things about him, and I've discussed this with them. I know there's gonna be a podcast coming out in like very soon, where I'll be interviewing some people and what they think about Mr. Hans Niemann. So this is a very divided topic, but majority of people that are very strong, again, there's the 2500, 2600 grandmasters, few grandmasters that I know, they think Hans Niemann is a horrible cheater, blah 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 blah, all this, and you know, this is just my opinion. So don't let like what I say make up your mind. Do your own research and maybe get to know him personally, Mr. Niemann. I don't know him personally. I've seen him, but I haven't met him. Like, I haven't talked to him in depth. So yeah, this is sort of getting off topic into like the Hans Niemann cheating, like did he cheat or not video. But yeah, I think the public, like, this is like a really thing, like a blind spot for many people. People just say like, oh, he's cheating, like it's thinking like you enact like an emotional response. All right, I'm just gonna get into this. If you just came for the news, okay, just click off. But the idea is that I just want to get into like when people say hear the name Hans Niemann, they associate this like with an emotional response. This reminds me of the okay, this is a very bad comparison, but this reminds me of the Andrew Tate cancellation of the event like in 2022. Like everyone canceled him. He was like a misogynist, blah 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 blah, toxic, blah blah blah. There is an emotional, hateful response from people when his name is mentioned, and there's no what clips is he really like misogyn? Why is he misogynistic? Like there is no there's no clip of him like women are bad, blah blah blah, this and that. There is just no proof, and it's just like a government or like there's many things he says. Objectively, it's just like I think it's just like a media outlet, like a brainwashing in a sense. Not like how he says it, but excuse me. Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. But I think it's comparable to how Andrew Tate got canceled. There wasn't like a big clip of him, like any clip or like a video of him being like proof of him like being a misogynistic, human trafficker, rapist, blah blah blah. He hasn't been convicted of rape, so many things. But this is like a really bad example because it's not very comparable. But back to Hans Niemann, it's sort of like a lot of players that like are just amateurs, like under 2000, they just play for fun. When they hear Hans Niemann, they're like, cheater, cheater, cheater. But what exactly makes you think he's a cheater? When I ask them this question, and he says, and it's like, what exactly makes him a cheater? He's okay. The most common thing I've heard is they're like, oh, he cheated when he was 12 and 16 online. He admitted it. He's a cheater. He admits his cheating, so he's a cheater. Okay, does that mean he's cheating still? And they're like, yeah, definitely. He admitted online. Like, that's the only evidence you have. The only evidence we can work with is Hans Niemann admitting to himself cheating at the age of 12 and 16 online in. Not maybe prize money events, but mostly in like rated blitz like 3+0. That's the only evidence we have, and there's at least a million people that have a very strong opinion against Hans Niemann, like about him cheating and blah blah blah. He's a cheater. He's a bad person. He's this. His character's bad. Why? Right? There is just no evidence of him cheating over the board. Just no evidence. Okay, I'm saying this in March 2025. There could be new evidence when it comes out. I think it's very unlikely that he's ever there's gonna be evidence of him cheating over the board because he really he's very strong and he's proved it. So just very confused about why there's this witch hunt of this cheater Hans Niemann. Well, he's never been cheating, over the board. So yeah, this is the evidence that people have been discussing. And then with Magnus Carlsen's Joe Rogan podcast, he's like, oh, he's fishy, his style fishy. Like, okay, if he can switch styles very, very nicely, then okay, he's a great player. Why is he a cheater? You can say the same thing to Magnus or to Magnus sometimes he can play attacking, he can play defensive, he can play positionally, he can grind the end games. His style changes dramatically. Maybe he's a cheater. Like, this can go same thing for many people. Like, it's just not a objective thing about this makes him a cheater. Same thing with Naroditsky. Is he really cheating? A lot of people think he's cheating. His eye movements are weird. His results against Kramnik and other top players are kind of weird. His rolls over TB besides blitz is kind of weird. Is it his mouse? Is it the 2D to 3D comparison thing? I don't know. But is he 100% cheating? I don't know. So why are people thinking he's cheating, right? Again, this is now just kind of weird. It's just the concern part. I definitely think there are many concerns about Mr. Naroditsky, his legitimacy. But again, I haven't met him in person. I wouldn't be able to tell you anything. I haven't researched this in depth. But there is some allegations that he has not really responded appropriately to. So yeah, but still, there's no evidence. So I'm not gonna say he's a cheater. I'm just saying there are some allegations, right? With Hans Niemann, people are like, he's definitely a cheater, blah 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 blah, and it's just so strong emotional response. And the earlier when I compared this to Andrew Tate, it's what's going on with this, right? Like, why are people thinking he's like a? This is like a horrible comparison, like a low scale of a comparison. But let's just like pretend it's a good comparison. And it's like, why are people like so emotionally triggered when they hear like Hans Zimmer, like that? It's just some food for thought. So yeah, I don't know. See you guys.